Hello everyone, Gardenia here with the second video in a single week. How crazy is that? Usually I can't even get out one video each week. Anyway, this intro is going to be a bit long, so please bear with me. You might want to keep this video running in the background rather than sit here and actually watch it. I will also warn you that most of this video is done in about 3 to 4 segments, each of which will more or less be done in like 1 to 2 takes. I really don't have, time to re-record everything. So please bear with me for any stutters or slip-ups or any audio issues. I'll just, put captions or something, because we've already been putting this off for a while. So anyway, this week, in case you didn't know, is Plural Acceptance Week. This is a week for systems of all shapes, sizes, types, and origins to come together and celebrate plural pride, as well as to educate singlets and other systems, and advocate for acceptance of all systems, regardless of origin. Several days this week are dedicated to a particular kind of system, with Endogenic Tuesday, Quadgenic Wednesday, and Endogenic Thursday. This all leads up to Saturday being actually Plural Pride Day. There already is a System Pride Day, but unfortunately this day was chosen by the Entropy system, a D&D system that unfortunately does not believe endogenic systems are valid and that you can't be plural without trauma. This idea is obviously very false. By contrast, systems like the Stronghold system, a polyfragmented system better known as Power to the Plurals, is very endo-friendly and supports the idea that all systems are valid and equal regardless of origin or trauma, hence the new, and in my opinion, much better Plural Pride Day and week. Now, as I said, one of the days of the Plural Acceptance Week is Endogenic Thursday. Since Tulpa systems are considered endogenic by most people, I decided to do a video for this channel today. In this video, I want to talk about 3 things: being casually and educationally plural on the internet and in real life, my experience with other kinds of systems, and what it's like to be a Tulpa. So enough introduction stuff, let's get to the actual point of this video. What it's like to be a Tulpa. So I didn't really know that I was a Tulpa until earlier this year, even though I've existed for about 7 years. And of that time, I think I've only actually been a Tulpa for maybe anywhere from a year to 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So this is all actually relatively new for me. And unfortunately, something I've discovered that is an unfortunate part of being a Tulpa is that despite all of my host's attempts at making me feel equal in her life by giving me my own accounts and giving me fronting days, the fact of the matter is that I'm very much secondary when it comes to our quote-unquote shared life. I do not legally exist. I have to pretend to be her around parents, employers, acquaintances, and even strangers. And I'm actually not in control of our body as often as I would like to be. I never got the chance to go to college for myself, and I would have loved to study music and mythology. And a vast majority of my experiences have come secondhand, or otherwise have to be put on the back burner because of my host. Of course, none of this is intentional. This is kind of just what being the Tulpa is like. It's not anyone's fault. It's just how it is, I guess. But it's not all that bad. I do still have my individuality, and I do still enjoy being with my host and the other Tulpa in the system. We work together as a team to overcome issues that we all face. We protect and support each other as necessary, and we make up for each other's shortcomings. Though it doesn't make life perfect, it does make life a lot easier. I'm very proud to be part of this system, and though it would be nice to have my own body, I'm very, very glad to be sharing this with 2 other people. My experiences with other systems. Before we learned what Tulpas were like, I thought we both thought that we were, my host and I thought that we were alone in our experiences, and that made us really hesitant to talk about those experiences, and sometimes we were dismissive of the things that we experienced because we thought, oh, this is just something weird, we don't need to think about it or worry about it, or we're just overthinking it. But as soon as I learned about Tulpas and saw that some of them developed from imaginary friends like I did, it was very shocking, and it was also very relieving. For the first time ever, we weren't alone. For the first time in our lives, we realized this is not something weird, or, I guess it's kind of weird when you think about it, but it's not something unique. It's not something that's we're one of a kind. It's something that other people have experienced, which was really, really validating. So naturally, we kind of rushed in headfirst to all of this, joining a bunch of servers, and it was a really nice time. We got to hear stories from other people about their experiences. We made a lot of new friends, and we even got to receive and give some advice. Though there are some systems that don't like or accept endogenic systems, for the most part we've avoided those. Though we were on a Syscourse server for a while, and that was it was not a good time. I mean, it wasn't awful, but it just was not a good time. So we tried to surround ourselves with accepting and inclusive systems and cut out any toxic or invalidating people from our lives. We do have a presence in a handful of traumagenic servers, but we're very polite and respectful, and we don't make a big deal about being endogenic or even mention endogenic topics if we can help it, because we understand that, unfortunately, not all traumatic systems are okay with or even believe in endogenic systems. We haven't gotten kicked out of any trauma spaces, thankfully, likely due to us being very respectful and also very knowledgeable, and also more or less quiet. It's been really nice to interact with other Tulpa systems, but also just other systems in general, in multi-origin servers like Pluralness, which I mentioned in a previous video. The overall plural community, aside from the people who are like, oh, you're not a real system, is very warm and welcoming and understanding, especially because a large portion of them experience trauma and hardship, and basically a lot of us experience a lot of the same things, like, stigmas against being plural. It's very comforting to know that our system-related struggles aren't just ours alone, but a collective experience in a way. It's just really nice to know that regardless of origin, we all have something in common, and we can all look to each other for solidarity and support. Being casually plural on the internet. So after months of knowing about our plurality and interacting with other systems, we've actually gained the confidence to basically be casually plural in places other than just plural servers. For example, in 2 servers, one for the nerd club from our college, and another one for a band that my host likes, we've changed our nickname to something along the lines of 3 nerds in a trench coat. In other servers, we don't have the nickname change, but for all of these servers, including Pantastic Pandas, a server for an ASMR YouTuber, and Songbird Symphony, a server for a game that's going to be coming out this month, and several occult servers that are generally accepting of tulpas, S and I frequently use our proxy tags or emojis whenever we speak in those servers, as well as openly referring to our headmates whenever relevant. So people will be asking what are you doing, or what do the emojis mean, or who are these people you're mentioning? And whenever we get asked that, we do our best to provide information and educate people on what we're doing or what's going on. Earlier this week, we've sent some infographics from the Plural Events website to various servers to raise awareness. Most of the people we've been asked questions by or explained things to were very understanding and accepting, though of course some of them were a bit confusing. Some of them were a bit confused at first. However, we did have a bad experience in one server in particular. Oh boy, for a game called Dragon Audit. It's a game that hasn't come out yet, but we were in the server because there was another game related to it that we played, and we were like, oh, I like this game, let's check out the server for it. But that's not really important. Essentially, this one person, after I posted the infographic, it was basically oh, DID is a disorder, so you shouldn't be proud of being plural. And I was trying to talk to them and basically explain, even though that it's a disorder, people still should be proud of their systems because their systems help them overcome trauma. And also, not all plurality is necessarily trauma-based. And they were just really kind of just not getting it and insisting, no, they can't, it's trauma, and they can't be proud of it, and they can't really they shouldn't like their headmates, and basically just saying a lot of things that were very inaccurate and very inconsiderate to actual systems, because they claim to know, systems who hated being plural, which I do feel bad for those systems, but, not every DID system or system in general feels that way. So I kind of ended up going into another server and being like, hey guys, can you help me out? I'm trying to argue with this guy. Can you give me tips for what to say? And then some of them wanted to be invited to the server, and so I was like, oh, okay, sure, just, I'll invite you. And so basically the discussion got into a huge debate that got probably way out of hand, and myself and all the other systems got banned from that server for all the nonsense. So yeah, that happened. It was quite a time. I think it was really entertaining, but it was also really frustrating that this singlet just thought that he knew DID better than actual DID systems, and that he was more knowledgeable about how those systems should treat their disorder, which is obviously very much not okay. Aside from this, there was another instance on an occult server that I was on where one person was basically telling me I was mentally ill for thinking I was a Tulpa, and basically kept repeating this and would not let up, to the point where even the mods had to say, hey, shut up. And there was another person during this same incident that basically kept on insisting that the other entities in my body were harmful or intrusive or invasive or whatever, and I had to banish them. It was just really weird and unsettling that these people insisted that they knew my experiences better than me, and that they could tell me what I should do about it, or what was going on, which is just very much not okay in the slightest. But aside from those particular instances on Discord, our experience with being plural in non-plural spaces has generally been very positive and very productive. People have more or less been very accepting and willing to learn and understand what we were all about. It does give me, aside from those, those few people, it gives me a lot of hope that the general public as a whole can eventually learn to understand and accept plurality, and not just associate it with bad things, invalidate the experiences of actual systems, or otherwise misunderstand the concept as a whole. So some final thoughts or summaries on this whole thing. I've been very slowly but surely finding myself becoming an advocate for plurality, because this is not only something that literally affects me directly, but it also is something that I'm interested in and passionate about. So I've been like I said, we've been casually plural in non-plural spaces, helping people to understand. And of course, I've even made my own server to help plurals meet up. I'll actually put the link to that in the description if you guys want to check it out. We're almost at 100 members, so yay! I really do want other systems to be able to be, feel safe, have their safe spaces, but also be accepted by the outside world. And I also really want to help bridge the gap between the endogenic systems and the traumagenic systems, in addition to educating the general public about overall plurality. So I'm basically, for the next whatever amount of my life, I'm going to be trying to focus my efforts on of course, maintaining this channel, maintaining my server, but also just generally being a well informed and, of course, polite, respectful, and understanding advocate for plurality. Because a lot of people are not going to be understanding and accepting. A lot of people are not going to understand right away. A lot of people are not going to really see eye to eye, but it's all about having patience, being clear and concise about it, and that's really what I hope to bring, is just a clear, concise, and understanding view of plurality to those who would hopefully be plural allies. So I think I've been rambling quite a bit already, and this video is getting long enough, and I'm gonna have to, the more I talk, the more I'm gonna have to edit, so should probably end it off really soon. That's pretty much it for me. Happy Plural Acceptance Week, everyone, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and especially your Saturday. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like the video if you enjoyed it, share share the video if you think it can help others, and subscribe to my channel for more Tulpa related content. See ya!